Hey, how's it going? Rich from Elk Endeavors here. Hey, listen, I wanted to talk to you today about Napoleon Hill's sixth principle, which is an organized plan. Now, when you think about organized planning, you have to think about. I always go back to, and this is through Earl Nightingale and Napoleon Hill, but these are examples that they use, which is if you ever gotten on a plane, you knew where you were going, right? And the pilot had to know where he was going or she was going, because ultimately, if they didn't, they would not get there, right? Same thing with a ship. If you got on a ship, you might be going on a cruise, but ultimately, the captain knew how to get there, knew where they were going, and how to get there. Now, the only difference here. Oops, sorry, cat in the way. The only difference here is that, like, if you've ever been on a road trip, right? So, obviously, like, sometimes when you go on a road trip, you might not know where you're going, and that's all fine. But you weren't trying to start an affiliate marketing business, and that's where we veer, right? So when we think about an organized plan, you have to have the ability to create a plan, and that starts with your goals. So we've talked about desire, we've talked about belief, we've talked about conscious auto suggestion, right? Believing and like making your mind believe. We've talked about specialized skills and knowledge. Yesterday we talked about it'll come to me. But now we're going to put all that stuff into a plan, right? And that's really really a very important part. So when you think about backwards planning, if you've never heard of backwards planning, you set a goal, you set a landmark, you set where you want to be, and then you move backwards toward, and then you plan from the beginning. So I want to have this by the end of 2019. Say I want to be at this point. So what do I need to get there? What is it that I have to go zoop, 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 to get there? And that's really that's the crux of what we're talking about today. So and I'll go back to, like, when I was starting out trying to make money online. I was looking at what I was doing was, and what I knew to do was look at YouTube videos, and I've talked about this several times. But, like, I would spend probably an hour each night. I'd go to bed and lay down, and I'd putt around on YouTube, trying to find something, trying to find the initial step that I needed. And the people that put YouTube videos out, like me, are people that they know what they're talking about, and many of them are really good. Sorry. Hello. Many of them are really good at what they do. Watch this. This is pretty cool. Oh, no, she's not going to do it. All right. Many of them are really good at what they do, and some of them don't know what they're talking about, right? So I try to figure out, like, who knew what they were talking about, and then once I did, I try to find, like, the beginning step, and they don't. I couldn't find it. I just simply couldn't find it. And nothing against those, the people that I was following, but I couldn't find it. And then I found the 4% Success Challenge, and I'll talk about that here in a minute. But I needed a plan. I needed that first step. I needed to know what the first step was, so that I could be successful. And I just simply couldn't find it by just watching YouTube videos. Then came the 4% Success Challenge, and I came in, and I still don't know how I found it, but you know how things follow you around on YouTube and on the internet. So I clicked on a link, and the next thing you know, I joined up, and my life's been different ever since. And I've started a business, and this whole thing has just been awesome. But it provided me with a step-by-step plan to build an affiliate business, to build it, be an entrepreneur. There's a lot of things I didn't know I was going to be doing, which are awesome, which were great things. I've talked about how I thought it was going to be all like, okay, you take this step here, and you do this thing, and you do this thing, and you do this thing, and then you make money. And it's not like that. It's about fixing your mindset to make money, preparing your mindset to make money, preparing your brain and your psychology. But all that has to do with the plan, right? And I never knew that was part of the plan. But the plan that I'm following is is exactly that. It's just it's mindset, it's philosophy, it's building confidence in myself, it's understanding that this can happen for me, and all that is part of the plan. So ultimately, and Napoleon Hill does talk about leadership. Now, so this is why this is important, for the affiliate marketing space, is that you've got a plan. I mean, sorry, you're trying to do a business. He's talking of, Napoleon Hill in his day, he was talking about, major corporations and businesses. There was no internet, obviously, in 1937. So he wasn't talking, he didn't know, there was no affiliate marketing. So the difference here, sorry, my cat's going to like kick everything off of my desk here. The difference here is that you're trying to build something, and affiliate entrepreneurship is really like you're on your own. It's just you, especially at the beginning. You're just kind of like doing what you're supposed to do and following the plan step by step, at least with the 4% Success Challenge. He talked a lot about leadership, and leadership in organizations. And you do need to have leadership, and I talk a little bit about this in my blog post, but you do need to have leadership, but it's a different kind of leadership, right? So initially you're on your own and you're just sort of like floating out there doing what you need to do. But then you start getting clients, and then you start getting people who are looking to you for inspiration, looking to you for how to make money. And because you have, like for me, because I've started in on the 4% Success Challenge, from day one, I knew more than I did the previous day, but I knew more than anyone coming in after me, right? So I become an expert in that thing, or in affiliate marketing, to the person that doesn't know as much as I do. Not to everyone. I mean, clearly I'm not an expert in it because I've only just been doing it for 6 months, but I know a heck of a lot more than I did before, and most of the time I know more than someone who's just starting out, right? It's only natural. So in that aspect, I can start leading people toward success, through showing my success, through showing my failures, through showing my journey, and getting to that point where I'm as successful as I want to be. Right now I'm being very successful, but I'm not where I want to be, and that's where the goals come in and things like that. So when you think about all this, and what I want to kind of get to, to finish off, is that you've got a goal, you've got a goal, you've got the knowledge, you've got the ability to put that goal in your mind, and then to just have at it and get to it, and that's where the organized plan comes in. So my suggestion certainly is get after the 4% Success Challenge. The link is below. It is absolutely the number one. It's the only program in the world that allows you or helps you build a business step by step from scratch without any knowledge. All you need to be able to do is use the internet and turn on a computer, and you'll succeed. And so that's what's really cool. So if you like what I'm doing here, please subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, drop me a comment. I love to hear from you, and I look forward to working on tomorrow's video, and tomorrow's principle from Napoleon Hill. Thanks a lot. Have a great day.